I didn't know we were going to have another ice age.
Well, I should say straight up that our study's not proclaiming good news that we've avoided an ice age, but more that if we were trying to avoid an ice age, we've tried a bit too hard.
Oh, right, so it's bad news.
It's bad
It always
news.
is
Still
on this
bad
programme.
news.
Right.
That's right.
So, well, let's deal with the second thing first. Are we heading for another ice age?
No, we would argue not, and this is an idea that's been around for a long time. It's pretty clear based on current CO2 levels that the natural sort of forcing of the climate by seasonality changes and so on is not enough to override our influence. And it's also been suggested that even if we hadn't interfered with the climate as much as we have over the last 200 years, we might still have avoided a climate a swing into a glacial
But
state.
not because of anything we do or did, just because that's just not the way it's going to happen.
Well, it may be something that we as a species have done. Some people have argued that the subtle rise in CO2 across the current interglacial was due to very moderate but nonetheless anthropogenic impacts on atmospheric
Man-made,
CO2.
in other words, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Through farming and so on. Our study is arguing that that subtle drift, whether it was due to humans or not, could have been enough to avoid a glaciation.
Right, but what you're now saying is that we have gone so far, we have pumped so much CO2 into the atmosphere, man-made stuff that is, that it's dangerous.
Well, yes. I mean, that's the subject of a lot of work, not in particular our study that we've done just now, but that's pretty clear from a whole host of numerical modelling studies, even basic physical arguments to do with energy balance and how so much CO2 causes so much radiative imbalance, and you can think about the feedbacks that kick in. We're definitely warming. I think this story has kind of piqued a lot of interest because we might be afraid of entering into a glaciation, and so it's great we've avoided a glaciation. But I think the thing to underline is if anything, this study kind of suggests that the climate system is quite sensitive to quite small changes in CO2, let alone the huge change that we've been responsible for over the last 200 years.